Hey guys, we're trying something a little different here. That's why I like reading your guys' comments, try to think of new things, and I love answering questions. I love reading your questions. So some of you that have been following over on Instagram, seeing the questions we've been asking. Sometimes my tongue gets twisted on my twisted tongue, but we're trying some new stuff. So that's why we're just kind of answering some of the questions and having a little fun with it. That way you guys get to know me and I get to know you. And I wanted to thank you guys for tagging along and all your comments and stuff. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you want. Tag along with me. I really appreciate you guys.
What career would you have pursued if you had not been a farmer?
Oh, you know, I grew up basically being a farmer. Been around farming all my life. I can't really picture anything else in my life. But, you know, I always kind of grew up around the cemetery work too, with my uncle and my dad. And so maybe I would have just continued in the cemetery work. That's a tough question, but I really love farming.
Diesel versus gas pickups.
I'm a gas person because, and I have nothing wrong with diesels, and Cooper's got diesels and everything, my son, but for me, I don't go very far normally from the farm. A gas engine usually always starts, cheaper to work on. Diesel fuel, I always worry in the wintertime, gelling up and stuff. I do kind of like the diesels, but to me it's more the workhorse, get up and run, not start, shut off. Gas.
Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have one real sister, and then a stepbrother, stepsister, and another stepbrother.
Do you ever farm animals?
We did. We used to have sows, which are mama pigs, and we had feeder pigs, we had fat hogs, we even had cattle when I was younger, and I had cattle for a little bit, just a few, but so yes, we did farm animals.
What did you study after high school to help with the farm?
Did not go to college, but there was different courses they kind of taught on farming, some of the different beginner farmer classes I went to and stuff to try to help you with finances, control your money on the farm, different practices maybe to try and stuff. So kind of went to the farming end of it on some of the programs that they offered.
Do you put ketchup on your pizza? If you don't, you're missing out.
I'm missing out because I do not put ketchup on my mustard or pizza. How'd they get that? No, I do not. I've never really thought about doing that, I guess, putting ketchup on my pizza. I do sometimes dip my potato chips into ketchup, talking Heinz ketchup.
Your son is Cole the Cornstar. In your opinion, what has been the biggest benefit from Cole starting his channel with you?
Probably the biggest benefit is it's just been a great honor to see how Cole does the videos and stuff, but some of the biggest advantage, I think it really made us trying a bunch of new stuff out in the fields. Technology is probably one of the biggest things that came on after doing the videos. Like working with Ag Leader, just learning so much about auto steer, GPS, mapping our fields. It's just a whole new ball game.
Are you going to get a bigger articulated tractor in the future?
At this moment, I don't think we are, but if we try some different new technology in the fields, we may have to get a bigger tractor, but at this moment, they are so expensive.
What do you enjoy most about farming?
The freedom, kind of being your own boss. Every day is a different challenge, different things you're doing. So the neat thing is about farming is you're out here and basically every element you get to enjoy what Mother Nature gave us, what God gave us every day. It's kind of a beautiful thing. And you get to spend the time with your kids. And this is one thing I liked when my kids were little. They could be out there with me on the farm and do things. There's a lot of people that work in different companies, factories and stuff. Their kids never get to go in and see what mom and dad do at their job. So out here, we can show the beauty of the place and I don't know, freedom, I guess.
What do you see in your grandkids that reminds you of their dad at that age?
Henri, climbing all over everything, great big smiles on their face, always wanting things in their hands to hold, play with.
Tell us about the red truck that sits in Cole's driveway.
This truck here, actually, it's a 1967 military weapon carrier. When I was 16 years old, we ended up buying this from a fire department. This is a truck that I used to go off and do chores and stuff. No heat, but in the wintertime I'd haul the hay in this to go out and bed down the livestock. Windshield wipers, you had to use the little control up above. It only do about 45 miles per hour down the road because it's geared so low, but this is what I drove around when I was 16 years old on the farm.
How do you deal with all the anxiety that comes with farming?
That is one thing. There is a lot of emotions with the crop sometimes. Are they going to make it this year? Am I going to be able to make the bills? You just have to sit back and realize some of this, you've done your hardest work. You just have to let the cycle play and let the good Lord kind of take over. Getting stressed out, try to just let it go. You know, maybe go do something else. Try to get your mind off of it. It can be hard at times. To answer your question with the stress, you guys have been watching the videos and you kind of know what's going on with our bin setup and stuff, and puts a lot of stress on you, but just gotta kind of deal with it and get it taken care of.
Do you plan on growing the farm?
I would say we'll probably grow the farm. You know, we're at a size now that's very comfortable, but it would be nice to, I guess it'd be nice to get a little more ground for Cooper to come into operation a little more. So yeah, I would say hopefully we'll be growing it.
Do you plan on retiring at age 65?
Oh, do I plan on retiring at the age of 65? Oh, boy, no. The reason I say that is, you know, farming with Cole and Cooper and stuff, it's such a joy when you're working with your kids. I really don't know what I would do. I would be probably bored to death. So I don't really think of work as work. I think of it as, hey, we're out here as a family and kind of enjoy that. And with the grandkids coming up too, I want to be there to kind of show them things I did when I was younger. So to answer your question, no, I don't plan on retiring at 65, but that's a long ways away. So why worry that far down the road? Guys, one of the biggest questions that gets asked to me, Daddy Cornstar, how's the exercise going? What's the weight loss as today? And I've been I pop, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I don't drink one in a blue moon, but it's probably been few months before I maybe have one. I've lost 18 pounds today and feel great. It just feels nice, so that's where I stand on my weight loss.
Are you still eating Reese's peanut butter cups and chocolate milk?
I did have some chocolate milk yesterday. Roman likes chocolate milk, so I picked up some chocolate milk. I really haven't had Reese's peanut butter cups, anything like that for a while. But I take that back. I did have a Reese's peanut butter cup. It was sitting on the table the other day, and as I walked by it, I don't know what happened, if the wind blew it, but it ended up in my mouth. But you know, it's still okay when you're trying to watch your health and everything. Now and then you do have to bend the back a little bit to get over the backbone. So that, I did have a Reese's that day, and it was good.
Given all the problems at the bin site, would you do it again?
There would be a lot of big changes, and I know one thing, when you get a bunch of big shots that are trying to tell you what you should do and you take their trust, I've learned that they'll tell you anything to get you to do, or basically think that you can trust them and you can't. I'm still waiting for a phone call that I'll call you in 2 weeks, and how long ago's that been? So things like that, it just makes you feel like you really got stepped on. So no, I think there'll be a lot of big changes when we redo stuff. New stuff coming in the future. There's going to be some big changes, and we're going to do things totally different. And you know, when you sign a contract too, you think what's in that contract is binding, and it just surprises you how some people think that no, we don't have to go off the contract. That's there to protect us, but not to protect you. So yeah, there'd be a lot of big changes. been a lot of things that really opened up our eyes that it saddens you.
Do you have any advice for someone young that is trying to get into farming?
Give it your all, don't give up, and you know, you're gonna probably have people along the way, oh, you don't want to do that or whatever. Go with your gut feeling. I tell you, you're young, you're starting out, go with it, and that's the only way you're gonna know if you like it. And you know, we all make stumbles in life, and that's okay. That's what builds us stronger. So go with your gut feeling and do what you want to do, and try to stick around the people that will encourage you and stuff. Don't get to the people that are going to be the downers and like, oh no, you don't want to do that. No, I knew somebody that did that, didn't like that. Stay away from them. Go with people like me that's like, go for it. We need people like you.
How are the crops doing so far this year? Has rain and wind been an issue this far?
We started out a little bit over wet for a while, and then it kind of turned out. We've been a little dry. As you can see, to me, the beans have really been making some good changes, really starting to look good. These beans here were probably planted in the middle of April. Corn is looking good. And I know beginning of the season is always easy to look at crops and like, oh God, they're not looking good. That I always say every year we're going to lose the crop 10 times. It's going to be a bin buster 10 times before it gets in the bin. But no, overall, to answer, I think things are looking pretty good at this time.
Do you see the value of farmland coming down in the next 5 to 10 years?
Farmland has really kind of got high, very high, where a lot of it really don't pencil out. And I know when I was younger, first started, sometimes land took off, and you know, you'd talk to different realtors and stuff. It ain't gonna go down, it ain't gonna go down, it's only gonna go up. And I've seen some land get pretty high and then whoom, make a pretty good drop. Something's gonna have to give here after a while. Land prices are gonna have to come down, or our stuff that we're selling is gonna have to start going up. I can't see it making a huge drop down, but it's a roller coaster. Markets go up, land prices go up. Things go down, things can change fast. So kind of a mixed question answer there, but that's just, and each guy has to kind of use, you know, hey, I can afford this. I've seen guys buy some ground that I know that I'm robbing 10 Peters to pay Paul over here. Puts them in a big financial bind, but then there's other guys that, you know, bought and doing very well. So each guy has to use what works for him. Hope that kind of answers your question. Hope you guys learned something new about the show, about me. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, leave some comments. Thank you guys so much for tagging along. We will talk to you on the next one.
So pull me some Jim Beam, make it strong and tall.